Well, hey, there you are, Sonia here. Welcome to Sonia's Sermonettes. I'm back again. Sometimes when the Spirit of the Lord is moving and He just inspires you with messages, it's time to get busy doing the work of the Lord, isn't it? It's not a time to procrastinate, to put it off and wait and see. It's a time to get busy doing the work of the Lord. And God's wanting to do a work in your life today and in my life as well. And I wonder sometimes, have you ever thought about what it means to press toward the mark of the high calling? I wonder if you've read the place in the Bible where it talks about the wine press. The pressure. And my title to this would be, what's pressure got to do with it? You know what pressure has to do with it? It causes you to be in an uncomfortable. You're not content, you're not happy with where you're at, and you feel like you need to be motivated into some other level, into a higher level actually. And the wine press and the pressing toward the mark of the high calling is an uncomfortable feeling, is it not? Because you don't feel comfort. You're not in a little comfort zone anymore, and something's just pushing on you to do something differently with your life. And that's what God's wanting us to do. He's wanting us to press our way through, regardless of what the news has to say, all the government and all the hoorah that goes on in the world. We have to rise above all that, do we not? In order to get to where God can truly bless us. Believe beyond, over and beyond, to believe in God, that God has an answer for you today. He has a solution for you. You have to believe up and above and over it, not get under it, not get under that mess that's there in this world right now, but to rise above and to believe. Regardless, you may be listening to some negative reports, negative things and content, but if you get your mind made up, I'm rising above all this, and this is not going to take me down, because God told me to press on toward the mark of the high calling. Don't you want to get higher? Don't you want to get into a place to where you absolutely know that whatever your need might be, that God has plenty of provisions? It says, wherever two or three are gathered together, there I am in the midst. It also says, where any two agree, touching any one thing. You say, well, Sonia, a lot of people's tried that. Now you've heard the stories of different people that believe beyond. I'm talking about the time for today. Today is the day of salvation. Now is the hour for us to rise above all this negative content, all these reports, and all this that comes against us. We're being pressed. We're being pushed. And they're trying to push us down. But what it's going to do is cause us to get a surge of God's power, because we're going to believe God regardless of what anyone has to say, of what any solution that they may be offering you, and to let you know, well, there is no solution. Have you ever been, and I'm sure you have, dear friend, I'm sure you have, been in a place to where it absolutely looked impossible, and there did not seem to be a way out. There did not seem to be any answers or solutions. That's a good time right there. Did you know that? That's a time to make up your mind. You get a set, made up mind. You're not taking me down with ya. I'm not going to go there. I refuse. What I'm going to do is I'm going to believe God over, above, and beyond of what might be said, what might look obvious, what looks impossible. For with God, dear friend, with God, all things are possible. Are you ready for it? Are you ready to press your way on and to realize this pressure that you're feeling right now? Oh, I'm sure many of you are feeling really under what they call under the gun, really on a pressure machine, just pressing on you. And you wonder what in the world it's going to press you right on up higher. You talk about being raptured. That's being caught up into the heavenlies with God, where the Spirit of God will minister just for you. Don't care what others say. I'm going to keep my mind stayed on the Lord today. I'm going to focus on what God would have me to do. Dear friend, I pray that you will rise above, and that this pressure that you're feeling right now, this obsession that you may be going through, this depression, that you will take it and apply it to soar like an eagle high above all this that's going on. Rise up and be healed and be whole is what the word tells us to do. Get your mind made up. I'm a-coming through. You better just back up, because I'm coming through in full locomotive steam. I'm headed toward the mark of the high calling that God has for me. I'm glad you stopped in, and I look forward to the next time. And this has been quite an experience of the way the Lord is working right now and moving in your behalf and my behalf. He's got a word for us today. Don't you just thank God for that? And so, dear friend, until next time.